Hi, as you all know that I am doing PhD in finance. So I want to tell you about financial planning. Okay. So this is at personal level. This is basically personal finance. So first question is, many people think that financial planning is only for people who earn a lot. No, that is not the case. If you are having 5,000 rupees or 50,000 rupees or 5 lakh rupees, whatever amount you have, you should do financial planning, right? So why is financial planning so important? See, life is like a roller coaster ride, and there will be ups and downs. And if you have to go through these ups and downs, definitely you need a smooth financial ride. Okay. So I will explain you what are the various components that come under financial planning and how we are going to help you in financial planning. Right. So first thing is rising inflation. So you know that the power of the rupee today is not same as the power of the rupee after 10 years. The buying capacity of the rupee or any currency will come down. That is called inflation, right? And if you just keep your money in savings account or just a fixed deposit, you will not be able to beat the inflation. Our ultimate goal is that our money should work for us. See, you can't keep on working for money throughout your life. At some point, our money should really start working for us, right? So you should definitely try to see that your money grows beyond inflation, right? And then medical uncertainty. You know what has happened during COVID, right? So hospitals have charged nearly 3 lakh rupees per day, and 87% of the patients didn't have a medical insurance, right? And then complex tax laws. So having a very efficient tax planner is very important because you can save some money by doing good tax planning. Remember that every rupee saved is a rupee earned, right? So it comes down to simple. Keep most of what you make, right? And if you want tax planning, you can contact me. We will do that. And growing aspirations. So new generation has different goals. Now people want to retire at 40, isn't it? And then go on a world tour, right? So people's ambitions have changed. So financial planning is very important for this generation, right? And first step in understanding financial planning is first you should know what are your income, what is your income sources, what are all your income sources, and what are all the expenses that you are going to incur. See, my father and father-in-law, these people, I think you even your father and your parents also must be having this. They know exactly how much milk is going to cost per month, newspaper is going to cost per month, and whatever cable connection is going to cost, electricity, everything they have a proper understanding. They know their income and they know their expenditure. But this generation doesn't keep track of it. So first thing you should do in financial planning is understand how much you are earning, what are your liabilities, and what are your savings. Now I'll ask you two questions. Do you think that savings equal to income minus expenses, or expenses equal to income minus savings? Did I confuse you? So what I mean to say is, should you spend the money and then save the remaining amount, or should you save the money and then spend the remaining amount, right? So my suggestion would be, first focus on how much you want to save and then see how much is remaining, and you try to spend that money only. You should have exactly plan about how much your money, your income is, how much the tax is, how much the EMIs are, whatever liabilities you have, car EMI, house EMI, whatever it is. You should have exactly what is happening to your money, where is it coming from, where is it going. Otherwise you don't have control on your life, right? See, I'm not saying that money is the most important thing in the life, but I can tell you that money can solve 95% of the problems in your life, and remaining 5% you can solve without having money, right? So That is the first step. Now, generally, the rule that is suggested in finances is that anyone who is earning should definitely follow this rule. 50% of the income should go into your necessities, right? So, what do I mean by necessities is needs. For example, rent, food, right? And other essentials, they go into 50%. You can spend 50% of your money on your needs, and 30% you can spend on your wants, right? So what is fun in having crores of money when your age is 70, right? So you need to enjoy your life even when you are in 20s and 30s, right? So I'm not asking you to live frugal, but I want you to have an understanding of your expenses. That's it, okay? But sure, you can enjoy your life. 30% of the money is for you to enjoy, be it entertainment or traveling or accessories or your clothing or whatever it is. Spend 30% on it, right? And now save 20% of your income. This should go into emergency fund and investments, right? So if you ask me, just reverse it, okay? So that should be the best thing. So this is what you should definitely follow. But if you follow it in a reverse order, that is even better. If you can save 50%, right, and spend 20%, that would be amazing. You can retire early, right? So what is emergency corpus? See, life is very uncertain, especially with the advancements in AI, especially for uh, uh, these job holders. Life is going to be very uncertain, right? You don't know when you are going to be laid off. They may call it restructuring or whatever it is. There may be chances in your life where you might not be able to work, either maybe because of some unfortunate event or maybe because of restructuring of the company, and then there might not be readily jobs available. You might think that, okay, let me go for masters for 2 years, but do you have emergency fund for those 2 years to survive is the question, right? So always have emergency fund. I'll tell you how to do emergency fund planning, okay? And then investments. So you should know how to invest money in such a way that it grows beating the inflation. म्यूचुअल फंड सही है, लेकिन हर म्यूचुअल फंड हर एक के लिए सही नहीं है, right? So we will tell you which funds to invest in, what are the various instruments, like what are the stocks, what are the mutual funds, what are the bonds, what are the ETFs, right? So there are various instruments available, and the right instrument depends on what is that you are looking at, what is the need, right? So risk management is very important. It doesn't matter what your age is. If you have started earning, first thing, don't think about investment, don't think about savings. Everyone should have term insurance. Term insurance means life insurance, and we will tell you which life insurance is best for you and how much to take, right? Take as maximum as possible. Term insurance at an younger age will come at a very low premium, and if you are a non-smoker and if you are healthy, the premium will even come down. Take as much term insurance as possible. See, in in unfortunate case of your premature death, your family should not suffer. If your family is dependent on you, let us say you are earning 1 lakh per month and your family is dependent on you, right? Just imagine what happens if you are not there. Just imagine for a second, right? Your family will come onto the roads, okay? So in order to take care of your loved ones, this is the most important thing you should be doing: term insurance, right? So there are various term insurances in the market, and sometimes investment is linked with the term insurance. So we'll tell you which one is best for you depending on your state. Now, how do you generally plan for term insurances? Let us say you are earning 1 lakh per month. You should see that even upon the unfortunate event, right? So death is eventual, everyone is going to die. So in that case, your family should be getting that 1 lakh which you used to provide them, so that they can have the same lifestyle even in your absence. Then you can see how much amount is required to generate 1 lakh per month as dividend or coupon, whatever it is, you have to generate that 1 lakh per month. And that much insurance you should have. This is a compulsory thing. Many people ignore it because there are no rules in India that you should definitely have term insurance, right? But for coming to vehicle, there are rules, and traffic police will definitely catch you if you don't have uh, vehicle insurance. So you will do vehicle insurance, but life insurance is more important than vehicle insurance, right? Okay. And then the second insurance that is very important is health insurance. Now, how much insurance should you take? So it actually depends on how many family members you have. Are you married or unmarried? Or do you have parents? So all these factors have to be taken care, and you should take as much medical health insurance as possible. These two are very cheap. You can't even imagine, they are very cheap, right? So you are just spending some, maybe if you cut down your restaurant bill for 1 month, you can pay insurances. That's it, right? And they will help you in case of any risk, right? So this is called risk management. Insurance planning is also called as risk management when it comes to personal finance, right? Okay. And then investment planning. So generally till now, either you talk about emergency planning or you talk about risk management, these are for the uncertain events or unfortunate events, right? Do you remember I taught you in operating systems Moore's law? If something wrong may happen, it will. If something may go wrong, it will, right? So just be prepared for that. Now coming to investment planning, it is little bit different because you know the events for which you are planning for, right? Let us say you have started your career just now and your salary is 50,000 rupees and your plan is to get married probably after 3 years. Now for this 3 years is called investment horizon, right? Or horizon, investment horizon we call it. Now in this investment horizon, now you have 3 years of time. Where should you invest your money so that you will be able to generate that corpus that is required for your marriage? So this kind of planning comes under investment planning, right? Financial planning is a very vast thing. It is not just one or two things. So everything put together is called financial planning. Now investment planning is a part of it. Many people think that investment planning is financial planning. No, right? So now coming to investment planning, as I was telling you, now depending on the time horizon we have, for example, if you are just married, then maybe you might need uh, funds for your children's education, right? So this is very, very expensive these days, right? My child is 5 years old and her fee is 5 lakhs. For my BTech, I paid 23,000 for 1 year, which means my entire BTech fee was 1 lakh, right? And my child's nursery fees is like 5 lakhs, right? So these are crazy amounts. You should definitely plan for them, right? And coming to it, we are talking about schooling, and just imagine what happens when they go for higher education. So you should definitely plan for higher education. Maybe it can be 15 years down the lane. You should plan from now. You should start investing. You should start saving and investing for that event. So we will take, as a financial planner, we will take all the events that are going to happen in your life, and for every event we will calculate the time horizon we have and what is the corpus required. Then we will see what are the suitable instruments that you should be investing in and how much should you do it per month. So you should have discipline in saving and investing. SIPs are the best method, right? You can just forget about it. You can just take our planning and let it go in SIPs. Okay. Now the most important part is tax planning. Many people ignore it. Many people just think that okay, I'm losing 10,000, so what is it? But the 10,000, if you invest it and if it gets compounding, I don't know whether Einstein said this or not, but many people attribute it to Einstein that compounding is the greatest invention of mankind. If you save a rupee and let it compound for years, that will become a huge amount, right? So every rupee saved is every rupee earned. So tax planning actually helps you save at least some amount of money which you might lose. So we will do a very detailed tax planning for you, right? Either you are a business owner or you are just an employee, whatever it is, we will do tax planning in such a way that you will save some money. Okay. And then retirement planning. So this retirement planning is very important part of the financial planning, because we are not going to earn throughout our life. As long as you are earning, you can pay your expenses, that's fine. But there comes a day where you can't earn anymore. Are you prepared for that day? See, for our parents, they never did retirement planning because they invested everything in us, isn't it? If you take your parents, why didn't they do retirement planning? Because they earn money just to keep food on the table and see that you are well educated, right? So you have become, or it is your responsibility to take care of your parents, because of you they didn't save the money, right? But your kids might not think in this way. Who knows, they might not be in a position to support you in your old days, even if they want to, right? So times are very uncertain, so you should be prepared for it. Now, what are the questions that we ask you when we are doing retirement planning? First question is, when do you plan to retire, right? And what is your current expenses? Now take these expenses and do time value of money and see how much one rupee is going to be after 30 years. Then we have to accumulate that corpus by investing and saving. Now, after accumulating the corpus, the day you decide that you want to retire, this corpus is supposed to give you the income, generate the income, right? And we cannot take any volatility risk. This money should not be vanished. We should be investing in safe avenues like government bonds or retirement plans, pension plans by government, right? And the interest will be less, so your corpus should be high. And one more sad news is that life expectancy has grown or is going to increase a lot. We are going to see that your generation may see people living for 100 years. So let us say you are retiring at 60 years or even 40 years, then you will have another 60 years to support yourself. You have to support yourself for 60 years. As the life expectancy is growing, uh, your savings should also be there to support you to live that life happily, right? So this is about retirement planning. And you should start retirement planning the day you start earning. This is very, very important. And we will give you exactly the plan for retirement. Okay. And then estate planning. So it doesn't matter whether you have 50 lakhs or 1 crore or 2 crores. There may be multiple or various people in your family. You might be having sisters, you might be having brothers, you might be having kids, wife, maybe your nephew's niece. Now you should clearly distribute the amount. You should keep it in writing that this amount goes to this person. You might have seen Raymond's case, right? So what has happened because of their poor estate planning is that there has been a lot of restructuring, there has been changes in the asset allocation, and the business has come down because of the lack of estate planning. So estate planning is very important when you reach some critical mass. So basically when you reach 50 lakhs or probably above 50 lakhs, you should do estate planning, right? So all of this put together, what is financial planning? You have to take care of income and expenses. You have to take care of risk and insurance. You have to take care of investments. You have to take care of taxes. You have to take care of investment planning, right? And you have to take care of retirement planning. So all this put together is financial planning. So we offer financial planning for all the situations of your life. Once you have financial plan in place, you will have peace of mind that okay, everything is planned, I don't have to worry. Then you can focus happily on your career. Leave the financial planning to us, focus on your career, grow well in your life, earn a lot of money, save a lot of money, and let your money work for you. Okay, thank you all.